Hey. Okay, so yeah, I know I'm using X gameplay in the background of this video. I haven't really recorded any like background gameplay for Xenoblade 3 yet, so cause I've kind of been feeling lazy for a little bit, if y'all couldn't tell with like the lack of uploads. But I'm hoping to start uploading more. I just have a hard time with coming up with video ideas, and the ideas I do have, they typically take a long time to make videos on, so I don't know, I'll figure it out. But yeah, this video is about 4 things that I wish were in Xenoblade 3, and hey, who knows, some of them may come in like a update to the game. Since Xenoblade 3 is going to get regular updates, hopefully some of these will be in the updates, if not the DLC. So I chose 4 things for right now. I'm sure there's plenty more I can think of, and I probably will think of more as soon as I upload this video, and we'll be like, why the hell didn't I put that in the video? But I have 4 main things that I want to see return for Xenoblade 3, and we're gonna start with the first one. Now, the first one is kind of trivial, and like, I'm sure, you know, many people would be like, yeah, that would be kind of nice, but it's not like a necessity, but it would be really nice to have it. A sound test, or DA Garden. DA Garden is basically just like the sound test mode in Sonic Mania. That's literally all it is. It's just a sound test mode, which is just named DA Garden. But I love that name, DA Garden. I don't know what the DA stands for, but DA Garden just sounds beautiful. So when I say DA Garden, I'm referring to like a sound test. But this is in Sonic Mania, and I think I've actually spent more time in the DA Garden than I have actually playing the game. Like, I have around like 30 hours in Sonic Mania, and I'm pretty sure like 20 something of those hours are just spent just sitting in DA Garden listening to the music. Whenever I'm in the mood to listen to Sonic music, I'll just boot up Sonic Mania and just sit in DA Garden and just listen to music. Just sit there in my chair, just listening to the music. And I usually just listen to the same song over and over again, and that's the Blue Sphere special stage music from Sonic 3. It's in the game. I don't know why, but sometimes I'll just sit there and listen to that one on repeat over and over and over again. But yeah, Xenoblade has some of the best like music I've heard in video games. Fuck that, it has the best soundtrack I've heard in video games. Just the whole series of Xenoblade, best music I've heard in all of gaming. So it'd be really nice to have a DA Garden where we can just go in there and just listen to all the songs from Xenoblade 3 and just vibe out to them and just headbang and everything. I'm already getting hyped just thinking about it. But yeah, DA Garden would be really nice to have. I know there's a couple other games that have this. Bayonetta 2, for example. I'm really excited for Bayonetta 3. Bayonetta is one of my favorite gaming franchises. So Bayonetta 3 or 2 has a jukebox. I don't know if 1 does. I know 2 does. 2 has like a DA Garden jukebox thing. So I'll just sit there and listen to music in there too. But with how beautiful the music in Xenoblade is, it's criminal not to have a DA Garden of some sorts. So that would be immaculate. I would love to see like some sort of DA Garden in Xenoblade 3. Now this one is also like another like menu type of thing. So like DA Garden would be on the menu, like main title screen of the game. But also I would like to have some kind of like summary. Since Xenoblade is kind of a big series, they're JRPGs, so the games are relatively long with very like complex stories. So it'd be nice to have like a summary type of thing where we could choose to, you know, like basically get a summary of Xenoblade 1 and 2 and maybe X up in there. X is kind of an outlier. I would definitely prefer to have X up in there too, but I doubt if that ever were a thing, they would probably leave X out. But we could get a summary of like Xenoblade 1, FC 2, and Torna, kind of like Trails of Cold Steel. did the same thing in like 3 and 4. You can go back, see the summaries of 1 and 2. And it's not new to the series either. Xenosaga 3 actually had it, where if you have, I don't think you have to have save data for Xenosaga 1 and 2, but in Xenosaga 3, you can, on the main menu, you can choose a summary of Xenosaga 1 and 2, and it tells you, what happened, a little summary of the story. So that helps out a lot, and it's just fun to go back and read it. Like after you've already beaten the game of like Xenoblade 1 and 2, it'd be cool to like go back and read the summaries to see what points it touches on and see what it leaves out, to just see what little details are in there. It'd be fun to read. I'd more so use it as like someone who's already beat the game to go back and read it to see how it tells the story, as opposed to like new player figuring out what happened. But yeah, these are just a couple little things that I thought would be really cool. But the last two are, I already made a video on the next one, the third option, or the third thing I'd want. I've made a video on that before, but I mean, let's get into it now. So the third thing I want in Xenoblade 3, or I wish was in Xenoblade 3, was the Xenoblade X quest system. Okay, I don't think Xenoblade X gets talked about enough, like at all. So I love Xenoblade X to death. Alright, it's incredible. It's like my third favorite Xenoblade game. Xenoblade 2, number 1, obviously, as y'all already know. I will never let y'all forget that Xenoblade 2 is my favorite in the series, and I think it is the greatest game of all time. Alright, Xenoblade 2, then Xenoblade 3, then X. That's like my top 3 Xenoblade games. I love Xenoblade X. The open world is what caught me. Open world JRPG is like my favorite genre of games. I love open worlds, and JRPGs just kill me. So like X is a perfect blend of open world JRPG. So I love X and being able to fly around in the skulls and everything. There's just so much stuff that X did right that a lot of people don't appreciate, or a lot of stuff that X has done right that hasn't been carried over into any other game. And one such thing that X did right was the quest system. I really liked the quest system in Xenoblade X, and it really fit the style of Xenoblade X. It wouldn't really fit anywhere else, except it could work for Xenoblade 2, maybe, considering like the world tree and everything. The Xenoblade X, basically its quest system in NLA, there's this like terminal, this like home terminal where all of your quests are at. Like you can receive quests, all your quests are in the terminal outside of the Blade Barracks, and there's different kinds. There's gathering, we just have to gather materials. There's bounties where you have to defeat certain tyrants, and I think there's just like regular ones. But X has different kinds of quests. There's basic quests, then there's normal quests, there's affinity quests, like there's so many. I don't remember the difference, but normal and basic quests, I think, yeah, normal quests I think for like story, and then basic quests are just your basic quests. But it has all the quests in a list, and it shows you what type they are, gathering, bounty, whatever, and their difficulty, and then a little description. And you can choose up to 20 quests at a time. And before you even achieve or receive a quest, you can complete it. So say you selected all like 20 quests at a time, there's a chance you might have completed like 8 of those without even realizing it before you accepted them. And God, just the quest system in Xenoblade X is just so incredible. I love how it's designed and everything. It's perfect. I love the way it's done, and if that was in every other Xenoblade game, even better. Now, I already made a video about this. I might put that in the description or the iCard, whatever. I'll probably put it in the description. But I went on like a 20-minute rant about how I love the Xenoblade X quest system and all the stuff it did right and how much I wanted it to return in Xenoblade 3. But now we see it's not in Xenoblade 3. It really would have been cool to have it in Xenoblade 3, and we almost kinda got something similar like that, where all our quests are arranged in like the campsites or the breakpoints. We can see all our quests, like hero quests, story quests, just regular quests. So it kind of did something similar, but not quite to the magnitude that Xenoblade X did it. Xenoblade X just did so much right that was only implemented in X. So and X is just such a different game from the core series. So I think that's why people don't talk about it much, or like don't really bring it up. That, and it was also on the Wii U, which, you know, many people either didn't have or don't care about. The Wii U had like almost no third-party library, which is why it kind of did poorly. I love the Wii U. A lot of games that I've grown up playing are on the Wii U. So Wii U Virtual Console, still the best virtual console we've had so far. Don't at me. You can play NES games, you can play SNES games, DS, GBA, all that. Wii games, N64, you can do all of that on the Wii U. So if nothing else, the Wii U was incredible for its virtual console. But again, I'm getting off topic. Xenoblade X quest system would have been immaculate for Xenoblade 3. Okay, I need to chill out. I just noticed I'm talking so fast and just so erratic. But this is what happens when I get hype. When I get hype about Xenoblade 3, I just go, or just Xenoblade in general, I just go on and on and on. I start talking super fast. I start bouncing around everywhere. But this is what this series does to me. Do you see what it's doing? God damn. But the last one is probably the biggest one, and I'm sure, no, I guarantee, I know a lot of other people wanted this too. And before the game came out, and even after the game came out, people were talking about this. So, but the fourth thing that I wish was in Xenoblade 3 is Playable Heroes. Alright, no surprise. Yeah, some of y'all may have seen this coming, but I'm sure everyone wants this. Playable Heroes would have been so dope for Xenoblade 3. Xenoblade 2, you know, blades weren't playable, but they had like a whole different battle system, and it kind of makes sense. I guess it kind of makes sense for Xenoblade 3 as well, because Xenoblade 2, there's a lot of blades, a lot of rare blades. I think there's like 57 in total, so having to make 57 unique animations for each blade, you know, give them different arts, specials, whatever, that would just be way too much. And knowing how Xenoblade 2 is now, like 90% of the blades aren't even used. Really, the only blades people use are like the DLC blades and just the very strong ones like Cosmos and Telos and some of the Torna blades. Other than that, all the other rare blades aren't really used much. At least for like meta. Casual players, I'm sure all the blades are used. But the majority of the time, you don't really see anyone using any blades other than the very strong ones. So I guess it would make sense that heroes aren't playable in Xenoblade 3 because, you know, having to make a moveset and animations and everything for all the heroes would kind of be a lot and a bit unnecessary. But then again, they do join your party and they have their own like health bar, they have their own arts, skills, talent arts, whatever. They have like a full kit. It's like everything is there to be playable except being playable themselves. So I don't know, maybe there's something I'm failing to realize here, but Playable Heroes would have been so dope. Like, bro, just imagine, okay? Just imagine running around the world as Juniper or Nia and Melia. Like, what? You can't tell me that wouldn't be dope. You cannot tell me that wouldn't be dope as shit. But yeah, these are 4 things that I wish were in Xenoblade 3. Again, I'm sure I could have said more about each of them, and I just stumbled over myself the whole video. I was just so hype, it's hard to like collect my thoughts and put it into words. But yeah, basically as a recap, the 4 things I wanted most in Xenoblade 3 are a DA garden or a sound test, a little like summary type of thing for the previous Xenoblade games, X's Xenoblade or X's quest system, and Playable Heroes. But yeah, that's really about it. I'm sure there's more I could have said, and I'm sure there's other stuff I can think of, but I'll probably think of some of that stuff later on after I upload the video. So that's really about it. So as always, thanks for watching. Have a damn good day. Stay safe. Be well.
And play some goddamn Xenoblade.